Okay guys, I'm here in Melbourne today to check out the Snowy River Caravan factory. I'm here at the head office. This is Regent RV. This is the parent company. Let's head inside and have a look at what their line has to offer. Okay, here we are inside the factory, and down that very end down there is the start of the line. Now, it's not technically the start of the line because they have a whole other factory here where they store the vans, put all the axles on, and anything else to do with the underside. Once they come in here, you'll see at the very end there, they come in, they've got no decals, no plumbing, no electrical. All those things that have to be kept to a high Australian standard are all done here in Melbourne. So behind me here are the bays. There's 18 of them. This is just line one. There's 18 of them here, and this is Snowy River's sort of factory orders. These are the ones coming straight out of the factory with no customizations. Every single bay here has 1 hour to work on their van and get their part done, and then it moves along on these awesome sliders. So every single caravan here is on sliders. They use the same sliders for the dualies as well as the single axles. As for the front, they just use a jockey wheel to hold the front down, and you'll notice they have all the legs down as well, just for safety. You can see the slider here on its own, and unusually this whole factory moves left to right. Now, it seems unusual, but it's really way more economical. People aren't walking as far to get down the line because they're side by side. Okay, so I'm now standing in front of line 2. This is still Snowy River. There's another 10 caravans here. They're still moving every single hour. The only difference is these are the multis, which are the off-road versions, or pop-outs, or even the custom orders. So this line has a dedicated personnel which have been trained for these dedicated roles. So this factory alone has 80 employees just in here. Then you've got the head office, that's got another 40 employees in it. And then you've got the other factory which puts on all the axles and the underside, and they've got another 40 there. So we're talking around 160 staff. This is a huge operation. So having a look at the first van at the start of the line, you've got no decals, you've got no plumbing, no hot water, no refrigerators, nothing in it. It is basically a bare shell. And then in the stages, as they move along, you'll have the decals put on. A separate stage will do the hot water service. A separate stage will do the hot plate. A separate stage will do the refrigerator. The separate stage will do the plumbing to the sinks and the shower. So as it moves along, everyone's got their dedicated hour to get their job done, and then the van pushes along into the next bay. So that way every single personnel has their own space, their own bay, their own tools, and instead of having to move down the line simply comes up to them and they always work in their bay. So Snowy River Caravans parent company, Regent RV, have 600 caravans in between manufacture and being sent out at the moment. They've got 200 in China, 200 in the water, and 200 getting fitted out here in Australia. That's over $40 million in stock waiting to be sent out. This place is massive. Okay, you can see here the Snowy going into the rain bay. This was conceptualized by the CEO here. It's got over 550 nozzles, each nozzle spraying out 3 litres per minute, or 15,000 litres every 10 minutes. This thing is like an absolute hurricane. It tests out if the van has any water leaks on every single spot. It blows from the sides and the top, and obviously tests the roof, the window sills, the door sill, and all of the outlets. Going on from there, it's taken out and put onto these scales. Every single van has to be weighed because every single van weighs differently. They've got a different amount of caulking, they've got a different amount of furniture. Even the vans that are the exact same models will come out with slightly different weights. So it's absolutely of the utmost importance that every single van is weighed individually. Going on from there, the very last stage is the transport manager. This person is the last person to look through after everyone else has, and she takes over 100 photos of every single van before they leave. This is to help with all the warranty works and gives them something to reflect on with every single van they've built in the past. Over 100 photos for every single van. Okay guys, well that's been a long time coming. I've been waiting to get to the Snowy River factory for so long, and I've got to tell you, I was completely surprised. I had no idea they did so much work here in Australia. I actually truly was surprised. I didn't actually manage to capture one of the caravans as it comes over from China because they had already started working on it. So that's why the awning, the lockers, and the refrigerator and all those things were already in it. But they actually come over even more basic than I was able to show you. All right guys, I hope you liked this video. We'll see you in the next one.